Hello guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Jagged Alliance 2 version 1.13. This is a special episode, because if you've seen the last part, you'll know that there was some confusion about how the laser aiming modules for rifles work in conjunction with scopes. And since then I've been reading up on it as promised, but couldn't find any info pertaining to the problem we've had. If you haven't seen that part, the problem was that ice and cliff had very poor chances to hit, and the reason for that was the installed laser aiming module they got last episode, or the episode before that. I didn't think these could ever give a penalty, and reading up on it, it turns out I was right. These only give a penalty if they are below 50% condition, and our weapons and lambs were in perfect condition, as they are now, when we tried to take those shots that turned out to be of lower chance to hit than expected. So yeah, if you are out of range for the laser to work, there is no penalty. And I've been discussing this with Horst CM in the comments, and we've come to the conclusion that it might be due to the scope being attached at the same time. Maybe it's that the scope gets ignored at certain ranges. If you are too close for the scope to work properly, it's possible that the LAM causes the game to not consider the scope at all and discard all of the scope bonus. And as you know by now, the scope bonus is extremely important, even if it's lowered due to the scope being too powerful for the short range you're trying to take a shot at. So yeah, that might be it. I also noticed that last time when we had this problem with the low chance to hit, I also noticed that the magnification number was very low. Instead of maybe 4.7 or 5.6 or something like that, that usually shows up when you take a shot at a range that is too short for the 7x scope. It showed a 1.9 or 1.8 at rather long ranges. Maybe that has something to do with that whole thing. Yeah, now let's get into the testing. I thought I'd record this so you can just draw your own conclusions from the results we get, and don't have to rely on what I'm telling you. Let's use one mercenary so we eliminate other factors. Let's just yeah, take Ice, for example. Put him in his own squad and give him everything he needs to test things out. He does have the lamb, and I think the rifle lamb flashlight combo and the normal rifle lamb work the same. At least Cliff and Ice both had the same problem at medium ranges. At a long range, Ice didn't have any trouble. The chance to hit was the same with or without the rifle lamb. So we will bring this instead of the rifle lamb. We'll bring the reflex sight because this might have something to do with it too, even though Cliff doesn't have a reflex sight and he had a problem with 7x scope and rifle lamb. Then I think we should bring some scopes, a 2x scope, just to test things out. Let's get this on Ice. Let's bring a PS01 as well. Yeah, that's fine. We should bring the ACOG from Razor's weapon. And the AK with the PSO3. I think that's all the combos we can make use of. Everything is in perfect order, so that can't be a problem either. In perfect item condition, I mean.
Care of. The trip's behind me, dude.
Give this to Ice. And yeah, let's also give him some ammo just in case we need to try some special things. And yeah, now we're set. Let's send him out to some enemies to test it in real life conditions, so to speak. I'm going to load the save game
Mom would have been proud.
for
Still got
our
a few things to learn.
continuation of the Let's
Time to
Play,
move
of
on to
course.
something else.
Just want to try it out now, how things work. Yeah, just click this away. Okay, maybe these move towards here. Let's pull Ice back, have him rest up. Oh, once he gets back.
The trip's behind me, dude.
I do want to test it in daytime, because at night things do work differently. Okay,
Time's a ticking, Ace. You thinking about keeping me around?
yeah, Ice can rest up, and
Time
then
to move on to something else.
we move towards the
Ready, Ace.
crossroads. Get him here.
Taken care of.
Almost time for me to say goodbye. You sure you're not?
The trip's behind me, dude.
Alright. Sleep for a moment.
Good.
Okay, and let's take a quick save so we can test things out and move
Taken care
into
of.
here.
Looks like there's bad dudes in the area, man.
Get down here, and I should have camoed up Ice, but I think we should be fine. Let's get prone instead and try out different combinations. Okay, there we have our first enemy. Now we are 33 tiles away. Let's see about the chance to hit. Yeah, as you can see, it only shows 1.2 at the magnification, right below the L from Lieutenant. So that's not good. Let's pull back one tile and see if that helps any. Yeah, now it says 7 times. Okay. This is now 34 tiles. And yeah, I think we are at the bottom of the problem now. So if we take this shot, we have a 7 times magnification with this scope. And if we take this off, should have cleared up some room. And we crawl in. Let's just end this turn.
Yo,
If
we
you
got
take
outstanding business. We haven't
the
accounted for all
lamb
the
off.
bad dudes. The bad dudes are here.
Other guy's
Time for them to
gone,
taste trouble.
but we know the ranges, so that's 36. If we crawl in 3 tiles, that's 7 times magnification. Yeah, let's crawl in 3 tiles here. Now we are at 33 again, and we can see her. Perfect. Let's
We got
just wait
outstanding
this
business.
out.
We haven't accounted for all the bad dudes.
Alright.
The bad dudes
Okay,
are
31
here.
tiles.
Time for them to taste
No,
trouble.
as you can see, without the rifle lamb, this shows 6.4 under specialist in this case, under the S of specialist. 6.4 in red because we are too close for the scope. And we are getting a stability of 72. Now let's put on the lamb combo. Yeah, this time it only shows 1.6 as a magnification. And, well, the stability goes up. I thought the aperture and the stability were linked, but apparently not directly. Yeah, but as you can see, this is a lot larger. We can also try this with the old chance to hit system in a second. Right, so that's 31 tiles, and it's not working. Let's pull back. This is 1 tile more, and it only shows 1.3 now as a magnification. And this shows 1.1 from here at 33 tiles.
We got outstanding business.
the
We haven't accounted
rifle
for
up
all
again.
the bad dudes.
Okay, that's 33 tiles still. And at this range, again, 1.2. Pulling back 1 tile. Oh, now you can't see them. But you can see that it shows 7 instead of 1 point something.
We got outstanding business. We haven't accounted for all the bad dudes.
Alright. that should be 35 now. That's fine with the combo, but I don't think the combo does anything here. This is very small, and if we put if we remove the combo, we get the same size aperture here. Alright, let's see what it does with the 4 times and the 2 times scope. Get this on. Should be out of sight range. Yeah, need to crawl in. Alright, let's see about these guys. Wait for another target.
Yo, we got outstanding business. We haven't accounted for all the bad dudes.
Alright, she is 30 tiles away. If we use the 4 times scope, we get a green 4 times, and that's fine. Now let's put the rifle lamp on. We are in perfect at a perfect distance for the 4 times scope to work, so that's not a problem. But let's get too close for it. Hope we don't get spotted. And here the rifle lamp doesn't seem to grant any bonus either. The aperture is just as small as it was, or just as big as it was without the lamp.
We got outstanding business. We haven't accounted for all the bad dudes.
Okay.
The bad dudes are here. Time for them to taste trouble.
Okay, we can get a little closer. I said this is just for testing purposes. We do have a save game. Alright, he is fairly close, but we are still in good range. Can't really get too much closer here without getting spotted. But yeah, this is very small. Let's check. Let's see what this guy does. Okay, he spotted us. No, we don't want to surrender.
If you bite at ice, who's gonna feed the dog?
Let's get closer.
Yo,
Okay, now it says 3 times. It's scaled down, and that's with this the combo attached. Let's take it off. Check it. Yeah, no, it's 3.7. So it does also work, or not work properly with the 4 times scope, because I think this is smaller than what we had before. Well, maybe it's comparable, but yeah, it doesn't grant a bonus apparently. Let's take the scope off just to try this out. Yep, it still says 3 times here. Yep, I think once you get below the scope's minimum range, or below the range at which the scope is starting to penalize your shot instead of granting a bonus, the lamp kicks in and takes the place of the scope, replacing it, and usually the scope bonus is a lot more useful, even once you don't get the full bonus anymore, the full scope bonus. Okay, let's see if we can't hurt him a little so he doesn't kill us, and then we can try some other scope combos.
yo.
And I'm quite sure that last time I tried it, I tried using rifle lamps. They gave a considerable boost to the chance to hit, but I am not sure if it was 5870, the version we are building, the build we are playing, or if it was 4552. And another thing I can't quite recall is if it was new chance to hit or old chance to hit system. I think it was the old system, and that's why I'd like to take a look at this whole thing with the old chance to hit system in a second. Let's put this on. Alright. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. It says 3 times, and the PSO3 has a very large, a very long min range. Okay, he's extremely close now. That's good. This way we can test the PSO3 or 1.
What a drag. Yo,
Alright, at this range, with the lamb attached, we can get... Let's turn ice. At this range, we can get it very small, but that's... I think it would be the same without a scope. Oh, can't aim now. That's another good example. Yeah, let's just load the save game and try this again.
taken care of. Looks like there's bad dudes in the area, man.
And we should just drop some things we don't need, so we don't have trouble switching stuff. Get the AK up with the lamb installed first.
Taken care of. Taken care of.
Come on,
Taken
guys.
care of.
Don't hide. We don't want to kill you, we
Taken
just want to
care of.
test something.
Taken care of. The bad dudes are here.
Okay,
Time for
he
them to
spotted
taste
us,
trouble.
but that's alright. Let's crawl in another tile. Right, this way. Let's just create a save here, so we can work from this. Alright, with the lamb installed, we get to about this size. And let's take off the scope. Yeah, this is the same as before. -1 aim level, but I think we can agree that there wasn't a big difference. Well, let's have a look at this again. So that's 1 aim level less with the lamb attached and the scope. Right, and then without the scope. Yeah, I think it's the same. It'll be easier to tell with the old chance to hit system in a moment. And now let's take off this. And alright, so at a closer range, this is worse because we get the scope penalty instead of using the lamb. That's good to know. Let's load this again. And try the PSO1 instead of the PSO3. Oh, I just noticed that replacing scopes doesn't cost any action points. Alright, so with the PSO1, we get it to this, same as with the PSO3. If we take off the lamb combo, we should have a better chance than with the PSO3. Yeah. Okay. And now let's switch to the old chance to hit system. Let's see. Yeah. That's with the lamb and PSO3. This is a 99% chance to hit, which is the maximum you can get in this game. Or rather, it is higher than that, but you can get to 100%. Alright, so that's 99% with the lamb attached. Let's strip that. Yeah. And with the old chance to hit system, these do give a bonus, a proper bonus. Well, we did have a penalty with only PSO3. Let's load this again. And use the PSO1. didn't we? Yeah. Let's do it this way. And with the PS01, we are at 99 as well. Let's take off the rifle lamp. Alright, and this is 81. Yeah, that's definitely a difference, because with the new transit system, we had a better chance with the PS01 at this short range when we uninstalled the rifle lamp. And here it's the opposite. We have a 3% worse chance to hit with the PS01 compared to the PS03. Okay, let's load this again and check with the TAR. So with the 7x scope installed, we have a 78% chance. Let's put the lamp on. And that turns into a 99% chance. Yeah, I'm quite sure now that last time I used the lamps, I was playing with the old transit system. Because as you can see, they do give a considerable bonus. And we'll have a quick look at this in a moment, again with the old transit system and a longer range from the target. Yeah, it's 78. Let's put on the 4x. I think it should be lower. Yep, 72. And with the 2x, it's even lower. And if we install the rifle lamp, we just get a bonus, and a large one at that. Went up from, I think, 69 to 90. That's a 21-point bonus with the lamp at this range. Let's try a longer range. Let's go from here again.
Taken care of. Looks like there's bad dudes in the area, man.
Alright, we still have the old transit system going. Let's try a long range with the PSO3.
The bad dudes are here.
Alright, perfect.
Time for them to taste trouble.
He is 34 tiles out, as you can see. 12% chance to hit. With the lamp, let's put it off. Take it off and see what happens. Oh, should have dropped off stuff again. And yeah, this is even worse, even though we are 34 tiles out, which is farther than the best laser range of the lamp. So yeah, that's a difference of 6% at this range. Let's get the rifle back up and see what he does. Okay.
Yo.
So without the lamp we are at 6%. Let's put the lamp on. That's 12% again. And if we crawl in, we are up to 30% because we're in range now, and the lamp bonus is higher. Okay, now we can't see him.
We
Let's
got outstanding
wait.
business. We haven't accounted for all the bad dudes. The bad dudes are here. Time for them to taste
That's
trouble.
30 tiles, and we have a chance of 72. Without the lamp, this should be lower. Yeah, it's down to 51. Yeah, I said these work at around 30 tiles, but apparently only properly in the old transit system. Because when you switch over to the new transit system, we can see that without the lamp we get to this with a 6.1 magnification. Well, let's use this so we can compare. 6.1 and fairly small. And once we have this installed and go through the same aim level, it is a lot bigger. and we only have 1.7 magnification. Okay, I think that's enough testing of this. It's clear that the lasers don't work properly with well, maybe it's intended, but they do not work the same as with the old chance-to-hit system at these suboptimal ranges for scopes. And in practice, you often shoot below the scope's magnification factor, especially with 7 times and 9 times scopes. But they would still grant a considerable bonus that is larger than the bonus provided by the LAM. So yeah, it's kind of odd how this works. But as a conclusion, I think we can say that with the new chance-to-hit system, the LAMs are not very useful unless you have a very powerful scope installed, like the PSO3 for example, and want to fight at around 20 tiles, because then we saw that the rifle LAM with the 3 times magnification did a good job of providing a very small reticule, but at larger ranges it is deteriorating the chance to hit. So yeah. Alright, I think we'll leave them at home unless you have any other suggestions, and just use at closer ranges just use our sidearms or weapons with 4 times scopes, because with the 4 times scope, even at 20 tiles, the difference is minute. The difference between having a LAM or the 4 times scope. Okay, yeah, I hope this was informative and certainly cleared up a few things for me. I'll see you next time for the proper part. Bye bye.